Oh my God. Hey everybody, welcome to this show. Let's die the his versus hers guide to the apocalypse, the podcast. And happy Halloween month of spooky, scary stuff. My name's Brett. It's your boy, keeping it way 100, trying not to die. And yeah. So every October, all month long, we do Halloween special shows with special topics, with special people, and this month's no different. And so this month we'll be talking about classic horror killers, and we'll get to that in just a second. But joining me for the special guest portion of this is not Wes, who is here. Wes, say hi.
What's up?
Yeah, but it is Bruce and Olivia from the Killers Crawlspace podcast. Guys, what up, what up?
Same old, living the dream.
Hey.
Fantastic. So, Olivia, I hear we're kind of busting your podcasting guest spot stuff. I know I went down a certain line of thinking and go, well, this is inappropriate, but welcome. It's great to have you on the show. You're a fairly new member to the Killer Crawlspace crew, at least on as far as like the on-air stuff goes. Let's start with you. What have you enjoyed about podcasting so far? Like, have you taken to it? Have you really, like, what is it about it that got you into it?
Well, Bruce got me into it, but I've always I like murder cases and missing persons, stuff like that. And when I started going on his podcast recording, I don't know, I felt like I had a voice for people who don't. So I kind of liked that. I like getting the smaller cases that nobody's really heard about. I like getting those out there and try to make them known.
That's awesome. You know what? And Bruce, you said something similar on the episode that you appeared on, which was the serial killer episodes a couple years ago. So y'all go back into our back catalog and listen to that. And Bruce, yeah, you're here too, buddy. So how you been?
Getting ready for football.
Getting ready for football. Miami Dolphins, baby. #1 forever.
Yeah, go Colts.
Wes says go Colts as Andrew Luck hobbles to a diner somewhere and buries his tear in a biscuit and gravy with his shattered femur.
She's a Cowboys fan.
Oh my gosh. Well, Olivia, it was nice to have you on, but
just leave me alone.
This is not a football podcast, but it seems fairly regularly football comes up, and I don't know why. It just keeps happening. We can't do a football podcast, guys. There's too many football podcasts, but there's lots of podcasts about lots of things, and this show is no different. Today, if in case you couldn't tell, based on that little sound snippy-dippity that I played, it's Jason. Jason from Friday the 13th. There are 12-ish, a dozen movies with Jason, if you want to include Freddy versus Jason. For those that don't know, and if you really don't know, then who are you even? You must be a baby. But Jason's that 7-foot-tall guy with a hockey mask and a machete with a penchant for slaying campers and dumb people and things like that. So, getting right into it, Bruce, I just called you Jason. Bruce, are you Jason? That's my first question to you. Are you secretly Jason?
Yes.
I knew it. Go ahead, Olivia.
He's not tall enough to be Jason.
That's the secret. Underneath the overalls, he's wearing stilts. That's how he's gotten away with it this whole time. You know what's funny? Is quick aside for the listener, me and Bruce actually work at the same place, and it's just a sheer cosmic coincidence that we both are super into podcasts and do our own podcasts. But I actually accidentally hit Bruce with my car one morning. It was kind of dark out, and I looked in my rearview mirror as I drove away laughing, and he sat up suddenly like a crazed villain. And then I kept hearing strange noises all around me, and he was always in my periphery, walking towards me very slowly. carrying a machete. So, all signs point to Bruce being Jason. So, Bruce, what is your experiences with Jason or being Jason? One or the other. I don't know. You decide.
Like, what do you mean? Like, just
Like, are you like a fan of the material or whatever? Like, I know you are definitely a spooky kind of guy. Like, you're into that sort of stuff kind of the way we are. And you have a whole podcast dedicated to serial killers. I know Jason's not a real serial killer, but he's definitely a killer.
yeah, yeah. I've watched Jason. Let's see, I was born in '89. That was right after did Manhattan come out in '88. I think that'd be the eighth one. But I was raised on horror movies, so Jason was one of them that I was raised on. So, like, it's been a while since I've watched him. I think last year I watched him with the kids. So I've always, been interested in Jason. Out of all of them, he's probably my favorite.
That's what I thought. I pegged you as a Jason guy for sure. But let me ask you this: which movie do you prefer? Which one is your favorite, your guilty pleasure, and then which one would you recommend to someone who's never seen one?
Well, have you seen there's another one coming out?
I heard something about that, but I don't know.
A fan-made one?
I did see a fan-made Jason versus Michael Myers video. Is that what you're talking about?
No, this is actual movie. Like, I can't remember. It was just called Jason, but it's a fan-made. It's like kind of a little different. It's same concept, but it's like these robbers or something break down at Camp Crystal Lake, if I remember correctly. It should be coming out any time.
Well, by the time this episode comes out, it will be out, so we'll be able to, or people will be able to see it, I'm sure, by then.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that one goes since it'll be like a B flick horror film. But out of all of them, I would probably have to go with the third one. I don't know. I've always liked the third one.
I hear you. Olivia, do you echo those sentiments, or do you have a differing opinion?
Well, if I was going to recommend one, I would recommend the original. Like, if someone hasn't seen it, you got to start at the root. But the one I like the most, I think, I'm not sure which one it is, but it's where he has his mom's head, like, on a shrine.
Second one.
Yeah, okay, the second one.
I know.
That's good. That's excellent.
Wes, I know you don't know much about Friday the 13th. You're just a caller commentary, so feel free to jump in here anytime. Wes, what you got any thoughts, ruminating around in your big brain?
I just think he's a scary dude. It's all, you know.
Wes is constantly looking over his shoulder. He's spooked out and creepy. Wes, you don't have to podcast in the dark, you know. It's very fitting for the time of year it is, but, stick with us. I promise you won't get killed at the end of this podcast. By the way, that's a great idea. How about every week we kill off a regular member so that all of us are dead? No, that's not really... that's really more fun for just me, I guess. We'll workshop that. Wes, try not to die until then. Okay. Jason, superhuman strength, regenerative powers, near invulnerability. Let's see here. This is a show about surviving things. That's right. Wes, being the person most likely to be killed by Jason because you don't really know Jason very well, what would you guesstimate would be the best way for surviving a Jason encounter?
Probably stay away from dark areas, definitely.
What about in the dark when the sun goes down?
I mean, try to stay near the light.
You're really gonna tooth fairy this thing up and just keep your lights on at all time. Jason can kill you in the daytime too.
Yes, but you can see him coming at least.
But Jason's got that thing where he can once you break line of sight for a second, then he appears right next to you, and he just choke slams you into a tree. Am I wrong in this? He's kind of got semi teleportation powers.
Yeah, I would say so.
You don't think so?
No, I'd say so because you could run away forever away from him, and he still comes out in front of you.
He's definitely got some sort of supernatural-esque ability. When he's got someone targeted, he's able to just he's got his target, and then boom, there he is. He has an ability to maximize the fear. But moving on, Wes, that's a strike. I'm going to say you're getting closer to death here. Bruce, Olivia, jump in here. Best ways to go about navigating adjacent encounter. It's not a Pokemon. I know I said encounter, but Pokemon on the brain.
The obvious would just be don't go near Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah, for sure.
But like,
you're
you
a robber.
Maybe outrun him, but like I said, if he can somehow get in front of you, but you'd have to basically. I could go a few miles, so I guess I'll just run a few miles away. You can't really kill him with anything, which they said after, because when they done the fourth one and Tommy Jarvis kills him, then the fifth one's a different guy and he comes back. They said after that one he's a zombie, even though he died as a little boy.
Yeah, it seems like he's not. I mean, he is sort of invulnerable, but you can still do damage to him. And if you deal enough damage to him, he kind of like hibernates in order to regenerate. But he's gonna come back. Little Mama's voice is gonna be in his brain, and he will come back eventually. Yeah, give you enough. So I don't know. Traps seem to be effective to some degree because Jason's not. He's not unintelligent, but at the same time, he's not like. He's more of like a force of nature, I believe. I like to imagine, since he one of his weaknesses is like him drowning as a kid, and Freddy exploited that in Freddy versus Jason to a degree. I like to imagine Jason like a big old cat, and if you had a spray bottle, you could just spritz him and go, no, bad Jason. Bad Jason. And then he'll just kind of like, and dopey wander off, but then occasionally like you'll turn around and he'll have the machete raised and you go, no, bad Jason. Sprit, 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 sprit. Off the counter, damn it. And then he'll just kind of go grumble and walk away. And so carry a spray bottle. That's what I'm going with. Olivia, you got anything?
I do, actually. If I was trapped at that lake and, I knew he was coming, what I would do is like set up a trap on the door, like to where he opens the door or whatever. I'm going to have a salt circle and I'm going to have some gas and fire ready. So when he trips into the salt circle, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a porn because he really hates people having sex. So he's going to hear that, come straight for my trap, and then I'm going to set his ass on fire in a salt circle and release his spirit to wherever he wants to go.
Oh my God, Bruce, where did you find her? She's incredible. So here's how the ranking has come down, according to the show. I'm clearly dead because we know the spritz bottle's not going to work. Wes is going to die immediately after me. Bruce, you've only delayed the inevitable because you're a really good runner, and she's done full-on supernatural the show Jason. So, wow, great job, man. You kind of like killed the whole second half of the show what we had planned, but we're going to do it anyway. So, before we move on, anybody got anything else they'd like to talk about?
With Jason, like when you're talking about the water, his mother would be a weakness, like how they done the second one when she put on her sweater.
Oh yeah, if you could find that out about him for sure.
Yeah,
I agree. Mommy issues. Wait, am I Jason? Wes, talk to me, son. Young man. I think.
Oh, I'm here. I
okay.
Going by.
I literally just wanted you to say one word just to make sure that you really weren't dead.
Nah, not yet.
You're my red shirt from Star Trek for this episode. So, guys, we're going to take a quick break. I have to play an ad because, yay, podcasts. So, we're not going to hear the ad, but you, dear listener, you will hear the ad. So, we'll be right back right after these messages. Hi, Mom.
Hey, this show is brought to you by #Team Cyanide, Let's Die, the His vs. Hers Guide to the Apocalypse, the podcast, and Pokemon After Darkrai. Check out our family of merchandise over at tpublic.com/user/Team Cyanide. Check out the all-new Happy Birthday Pod Dog shirts to celebrate our 1-year anniversary, the Season 3 logo for Let's Die, and keep checking back for our back catalog of merchandise to show up in the future. Also check out the all-new Grackle a Tackle shirt. You can get stickers, mugs, bags, and more. So So check that stuff out, and thank you very much. Bye!
Hey, okay, we're back. Hope you enjoyed listening to that thing, Ma. Now, put in whatever promo code or whatever shit that was and help a brother out. Now, as we like to do on this show, especially this season, as we're getting a little closer back to our survival roots, we're going to play a little bitty game in honor of the spookiest of months and in honor of Jason, Bruce, Olivia, Wes. You are indeed naughty and sexy camp counselors, and you are on Camp Crystal Lake, and you're tasked with escaping. All right? At this point, you've already made a few grisly discoveries and have seen a stalking menace walking about the camp. Cue the audio. Now, keep in mind, during this game, each move you make, Jason will subliminally, in my mind, make a move, and should you choose the wrong tasks or he catch up to you, yada, 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 you're toast, baby. So you have a few places to go. Obviously, you have a series of cabins that you could explore. Your ultimate goal is to escape, so maybe find a vehicle, which would be down the road, because I can't make it too easy for y'all, which, of course, is separated by a bit of wooded areas. I can't talk. I am having a stroke. And there's also, naturally, the lake with like a small dock and maybe a rowboat in a boathouse and whatnot. So, Wes, you've played this game before. Imagine you and Olivia and Bruce just had some nasty, disgusting, just steamy, hot young teen lovemaking. And you're just now putting your shorty shorts on. Sorry I included Wes in y'all's relationship, but this is the exercise. Wes, you see Jason out the window. Maybe his attention's not totally turned towards you, but the sounds of ecstasy have definitely started to gain his attention. Wes, what's the first move you're going to make?
Was he at the window or the door?
Imagine if you were peering out the window. He's just down the road, like maybe standing near another cabin, potentially having just dispatched some other campers, per se.
Well, first I'm probably going to run to the door, try to lock the door.
Okay, well, Wes has locked y'all inside with an unstoppable killing machine. Or not inside with him, but basically y'all are just rats in a cage. Now, Bruce, I'm not going to let Olivia go first because she'll break the whole game by being smart. So, Bruce, you're next.
Well, he's locked the door. I'm probably running out, open up a window, running out, or taking off in the back door.
Taking a means of escape that's not quite as obvious as the door. I like it. Okay, Olivia, are you following him? Are you doing your own thing?
I'm going to give him a chance to get away a few miles further, so I'm going to unlock the door after I tell Wes to, climb out the window. And I'm going to unlock the door and find, hopefully, some sort of sharp enough thing to where I can just cut one of his feet off. So maybe he can still limp around trying to get us, but he's definitely going to be debilitated.
Okay, just on the porch of the cabin is where just random collection of items that a camp counselor might need are just strewn about, one of which you find is on the small side, hatchet. So that's what you've picked up. Wes, I guess you're heading out the window. Well, if you choose to heed Olivia's advice behind Bruce, is that what you're doing, or are you going to do what now? Oh my gosh, he might.
I guess I'm going to go out the window. Probably
Okay.
say a few obscenities on the way out, and then follow.
All right. So at this point, where Jason was originally sighted, you no longer see him. He's done his creepy little chi-chi-cha-cha, and he's vanished. But he is nearby. So what's the next move here? I'm going to give it to Bruce, since Bruce is the first one out the window. What you got, bud?
First thing I definitely look for is maybe some type of weapon to use close by, like whether it be a branch or something. And then basically trying to find cover and just sneak around till I can find like the boat or the car or something of that nature.
Okay, so Bruce is laying low in the bushes nearby the main trail there, and he's picked up a branch. He has armed himself, and he, after clambering out of the window, he is making a bit less noise, which is probably a good thing. All right, Olivia, you're standing on the front porch. You got a hatchet. You've got yourself armed, and you sent a couple of nice distractions out the window the other direction. What you got?
Well, how much time do I have?
You have until you're either dead or you make it to the place.
No, I mean, like, would I have time to, like, dig a hole and put some stakes in it?
I would say that would depend on if you found a shovel or if Jason was drawn to you or the other guys, depending on what everyone's doing. So,
I don't know.
say for instance, someone's being very loud and boisterous, Jason would obviously be more attracted to take them out first than someone being sneaky.
I don't know. I'm really violent. I want to go full force.
So you want to dig a pit? Is that what I'm getting?
Well, just anything. Like, I don't know. I want him to come to me, and I want to take him down. Like, that is my thoughts.
I'm supposed to kind of save him. Took off.
Well,
exactly. So I got to defend myself.
She's not even trying to escape. I knew she would break the game. All right, well, you see no shovel. However, you'll recall that there is a tool shed that the counselors use for various objects, and it's over near the boathouse, so you're probably going to have to head that direction. Keep in mind, the front of the cabins typically do face the water, so you're kind of already in that general vicinity. Bruce and Wes went out the window on the side and are kind of like on the trail in between that area and the woods. So Wes, however, is just standing full view. Just, he jumped out, he rolled out the window. Bruce is ahead of him in the bushes, but he doesn't see him, at least not immediately. Maybe if Bruce made some noise or made it obvious, like, hey, buddy, over here. But he hasn't done that yet. So Wes, what are you going to do? You're looking around. You don't see anybody next to you. You look back into the cabin. Livia's not there. She's gone out the front door, but you don't know what she's doing. You don't see Jason, and you don't see Bruce. Come on, Wes. I know you're still alive.
I don't see anyone, so at this point, I'm probably going to be freaking out a little bit. So I'm going to run back into the cabin.
Are you gonna climb in through the window, or are you running toward the front door?
We're gonna go to the front door because it's already unlocked.
Okay. All right. Well, you're running to the front door. You're clearly, where you're freaking out, you're not being quite as quiet or fleet-footed, or not fleet-footed. That's the wrong word. You're being you're making some noise there, bud. Running in somewhat of a panic, trying to hurry to the front door. Bruce, from your vantage point in your little bush, you saw Wes jump out the window after you, and then for some inexplicable reason run back around the cabin. Now, you don't know what the context of his decision-making is, so what is your next means? Are you going to go back the way you came? Or are you going to keep heading through the woods? What you doing?
The right thing I should do is try to go save Olivia, but what I would probably end up doing in this moment is maybe trying to find like a rock or something in those bushes, start throwing it towards their direction to get Jason after them, and then I want to sneak farther out in the woods.
Thanks.
Holy shit! Okay, so we've played this game quite a bit so far this year, and it's amazing to me that how nobody works together. But this is a new first. Bruce, you're the first person that actually turned on the rest of the people. You've earned that distinction and honor, so congratulations, sir. You do in fact find a few rocks, and you start heaving them towards the cabin. They're clattering to the ground against other rocks. A few of them hit the side of the house, and yeah. So Olivia, now you clearly hear somebody running towards your direction. And you're starting to hear the sounds of rocks, but maybe you don't know exactly what that is, but you're hearing some kind of banging. And by this time, you've made your way, you're not on the front porch anyway, but you've made your way towards that tool shed. So what do? Are you going to just continue to the tool shed and try to wait it out? You're going to turn around? You're going to wait? You're going to stop? You're going to look? You're going to throw a hatchet? What are you going to do?
I'm going to turn around, see if anyone's behind me. If not, I'm going to the tool shed.
Okay, well, you do that, and lucky for you, it's Wes. He runs around the corner, clearly in some sort of a panic, and he runs up to the front door. In his panic, he doesn't necessarily see you because he's not being fully aware of his surroundings, but you definitely see that it's Wes. Is there anything you want to do at that point? Do you want to yell up for him, or do you want to run back to the shed? What do you want to do?
Is he looking at me?
No, he was clearly running for the front door,
Okay.
and while you're not hidden at this point, but Wes did not notice you.
I would whistle to try to get his attention. If he hears it, I'm going to wave him over to where I'm at.
Okay. We're going to have to do a quick D&D roll here. Olivia, could you give me a whistle? A real-life whistle. Okay, that's about a 2. Wes does not hear you. Does not hear the whistle. It's a little too low. Not quite sharp enough, because he's sort of in a panic again. Like, he's not fully cognizant. Wes, you're at the front door, and you definitely hear the sound of what might be rocks smacking against the side of the cabin. You could do. I don't know what you're gonna do, buddy, because you keep throwing me for loops here.
I'm going to run in the cabin, and I'm going to start searching for stuff. Now, what can I find in the cabin? What's in the cabin?
Wes, you run back into the cabin and you start searching for things. There's a baseball bat underneath the bed, and you reach down to grab it. And as you stand back up from getting the baseball bat, exuberant in your joy of finding it, that's redundant. Thank you, Brett. You turn around just in time to see Jason's imposing figure with a machete above your head that comes crashing down into your forehead, splitting your skull in half, and you're dead. You dead, bud. And he's gone. Bye, Wes. All right, Bruce. Well, congratulations. I guess your plan worked. So the combination of noise from Wes running and your rocks thrown and a whistle that wasn't super loud, and Wes just not shutting the door behind him to the cabin led to his demise, ultimately. So you got a couple, where are you going from here, man?
Probably just keep slowly sneaking off in the woods so I can find a main road or a town or something. Just go from there.
You start sneaking off into the woods, and you notice that it's extraordinarily misty this night. Very misty, very easy to get lost. But here you be. At least you're not making any noise, right? But Olivia, you can clearly see from your vantage point over close to the tool shed, Jason splitting Wes's head open like a melon from the wide open front door. What's your plan now? Because now he's visible. You see him.
I'm going to go into the tool shed and try to search for something better than a hatchet.
Okay. You go into the tool shed and you find a shovel, of course. You find some javelins for field games. I guess camps do that sort of thing. You also find on a small rudimentary table what appears to be some boat keys. I'm assuming, I said boat keys. I said rowboat earlier. We're going to make it a speedboat now. And yeah, so you find that stuff. You can take whatever you want.
I feel like getting in the water with the boat would just kind of be his domain. Like, that's probably where he's strongest. Like, I just kind of feel that way. So I'm probably going to sharpen one of those things they play games with my hatchet, and that's my new weapon.
Okay, so she's got a sharp. I'm gonna all out sharpened javelin. She's altering the tools and changing the fabric of this game, irreparably. Bruce, just like you, irreparably got someone killed. You're still sneaking in the woods. At this point, we're just waiting for someone to make a wrong move. At this point, but it is really misty out. You're still feeling your way out. You eventually do come into a clearing. Okay, in this clearing, you can see one direction probably goes back to the camp. You would know this, being a camp counselor. And the other direction does not. It goes away from the camp. However, I will say that it is kind of off-roady, and there's a good chance that you could trip and fall if you go that way. So, what you doing?
Hopefully, I get abducted by aliens out in this field, and then I don't come back for a few months.
You know what? I'm going to allow it. The aliens have descended upon you and suck you up by your chest very violently. I might add. And yeah, they take off into space and probe your butt. But hey, you didn't die, so Olivia, you're the only player on the board. You have a sharpened javelin, and you're in the tool shed. And just so you know, Jason has finished hacking Wes up into little mincemeat bits, and he's stepped out onto the front porch, and he's just kind of standing there looking about.
Okay, well, I'm probably going to be so mad that Bruce got abducted by aliens and not me because I have a thing for aliens. So I'm probably just going to, get myself killed. I'm just going to run at him full force, screaming, talking shit about his mom, and I don't know where it's going from there, so.
Okay, so can you do me a favor? We got to do another roll here. Can you scream an obscenity?
Your mom's a hoe.
Okay, well, Jason is used to being bullied. However, the random comment about his mom and the sight of a woman charging him with a sharpened javelin has kind of caught him off guard. You managed to stab him square in the chest, sending him flying backwards into the wall of the cabin. And the sharpened javelin manages to go through and stick him to the wall. So he's not dead. However, he is momentarily stuck by a sharpened javelin to the wall. And you can go again because everyone else is gone.
All right, then I'm going to snap, even though it's holding him to the wall, I'm going to snap it off if I can, if I'm strong enough to, break the javelin, and then I'm just going to start stabbing him in the head with it.
Okay, well, this is Camp Crystal Lake, and it's clear that people don't give a shit about their kids. We're going to say it's a cheap piece of crap javelin. Okay. You are, in fact, it's made of not very good material, so you are, in fact, able, it's probably also not in the best condition either. It's probably several years old. You are, in fact, able to snap it off in half, and you do start stabbing him in the head with varying degrees of success. Jason is sort of silently taking this beating, but eventually his face turns into a bloody puddle of mound of meat and mess, and he kind of slumps forward a little bit as though he's dead. Okay, you may go.
I'm definitely going to try to do something just to double tap, make sure he's actually dead, because he always comes back and I'm not about that. So I don't know necessarily what, because I'm not sure what's around me, but I'm definitely going to try and make sure he is done.
You can come get it.
Want to look around you? If there's anything that you can use?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on the cabin by the front door, you see a lantern. It is hanging there. It's just a crappy old gas lantern. I'm assuming you're going to take that, so I'm not even going to bother with any more descriptors.
Okay.
Okay. You light Jason on fire, and his motionless body just sits there and burns. So you've incapacitated him. Now, you still got to escape, though. I don't know what you're going to do. You got to go. You could go get the boat and try and leave, or you could start the long hike back towards the cars, like on the other end of the road.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna run toward the cars because I still don't want to get in that water where I feel like if he came back, he'd have me.
Well, you are running, and that's probably the smart play here. So you're running, and you eventually get to the same spot that Bruce was when he was abducted. And aliens come down from the stratosphere and suck you up by your chest and disappear with you to the stars, just like with what happened with Bruce. But you're also not dead, and your dream of being abducted by aliens and getting your butt probed has come true.
Sweet.
So good job. 2 for 3, survivors, everybody. That was fantastic. I love the off-the-wall thinking, and that was delightful. Wes, thanks for playing. I'm sorry you died. Oh, he really did die.
Just a little disappointed I didn't get to set nothing on fire this time.
You would, buddy. It's my full belief that had you not been screwed over by Bruce, that you would have gotten to try and set something on fire. And also possibly collect all the weapons for no reason and never use them.
Hey, if it works, it works.
I guess. Well, thanks for playing. That's all we got for this episode. What the fuck am I even doing? Guys, I know you guys got a podcast. We mentioned it earlier, but this is the time to fully plug the show.
Yeah, like I said, at Killer Crawlspace, we're hoping to record later tonight after we get the kids to bed. To have an episode out tomorrow, and like I said, we got episodes planned out until I think the first week of December, if I remember correctly. It's going to be kind of some local West Virginia stuff, and then other ones kind of like discussions that we've been doing here lately, and looking forward to a lot of the stuff because I usually don't let her listen to anything, and then I just get her first reaction to it.
Because I'm a hothead is why.
You know what? That's a good formula. I like it. It's kind of like a guy asking you on his podcast and then just throwing you into the fire. I know. So, hey, yeah, so everyone check out their podcast, their blah, blah. I almost said Podspace. Check out Killer's Crawlspace, everywhere you get podcasts, but also Podbean, and also Podcoin. What else? Oh, it is a true crime podcast, discussion podcast, and it's awesome. You guys should check it out. Check them out on the Twitters at Killers Crawlsp1, KILLERSCRAWLSP1. Info's in the description. You have an Instagram too, don't you, Bruce?
Yeah, I think
And
it's
a
just
Facebook
Killer's
page.
Crawlspace. I think
Killer's Crawlspace. Look, we'll find all this information and we'll put it in the description. So anybody that wants to check them out, please do. It's awesome, fantastic. Wes, do you got any final ruminations? I know you're just an disembodied soul trapped on this earth.
Yeah, I'm just headless and just laying around.
Okay. I mean, I meant something different than normal.
Yeah, not that.
Well, that was an episode of this show. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Oh, and always, if we're gonna die, let's die together. Hey, I remember to say it. I forgot to bring up Jason X, clearly the superior Jason movie, because he's got a cool Casey Jones TMNT mask, and it has the greatest killing scene of all time, where he takes those hologram girls that he doesn't know are holograms, and he puts them in a sleeping bag and just beats them against a tree.
We just solved how Jason got in space. He was chasing them.
He was chasing Bruce and Olivia after he comes to, and the aliens abduct him. And Bruce, okay, next year, Bruce and Olivia are going to fight Jason on a spaceship with xenomorphs. Oh, there's a show. Xeno. What would it be? Xeno Jason. Oh, that'd be terrifying. Okay, we can go now.